Kind of stupid, but pretty fun. Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce. And if you remember, several months ago, I did a review on the Heritage Rough Rider Revolver with the 16-inch barrel. It's a fantastic product. It is fun to shoot. You get some looks at the range, and it is overall a fun thing to do with not that much money. The number one comment by far, the number one comment on that video was, "Hey Deuce, you should put a stock on it." Because it's got a 16-inch barrel. Actually, technically, I think the barrel is 16¼ inches. So it is well within legal limits, apparently by the ATF, this is the United States laws, to add a stock to this pistol because the barrel is long enough. Well, luckily, before I got around to doing that myself, Heritage, the manufacturer of this, did it for me. I present you the Heritage Rough Rider Revolver Rancher. It is the exact same setup right there, exact same pistol, but it has a solid walnut stock on it, and the lower there has an extra hook for your offhand. This is not a super high quality or pricey firearm. It's just not. It is just like everything else that Heritage makes. It's inexpensive, they're fun, and they just plain work. This is no different, except this is more fun. This is much more fun. The bad things, though, is that I don't think the people at Heritage, the manufacturers or the people on the line on Heritage, know how to put in dovetail sights. They just don't. Because when I opened up the box, the front sight was laying in a box. The dovetail was cut, and the front sight had been knocked out. I don't know what happened. There was no damage to the box itself, so it didn't get beat up by UPS or anything. Just the front sight fell off. Took out my set of files, and I just recontoured the dovetail setup to the point where it actually worked and functioned and held the front sight correctly. And it has been rock solid ever since. No problems whatsoever. Unfortunately, the rear sight, which is also dovetailed into the barrel, was about halfway out, and I had to recenter it. It's still not quite there. I took it to the range. The last time I took it to the range, it was still shooting a little bit. It's a little bit right. So you can see that on the steel, sometimes on the steel targets, that I would do a shoot a little bit on the right-hand side. And I started doing some Kentucky windage because I didn't have the materials with me to drift this rear sight. Alrighty folks, it's a nice rainy day here in Tennessee, so we're going to go ahead and check out and see what the Rancher from Heritage can do. That's a little brighter. That should work out a little better. Alright. It's pretty fun. It is pretty fun. Kind of stupid, but pretty fun. Okay, now I had to switch to my normal target camera, so you may not be able to hear me that well. Hopefully you can. My big camera died, the battery's dead in it. This is the bridge. It survived. It survived the deluge that we had last week. There is a whole ass bridge underneath that water. I promise you, or at least there used to be. Maybe it's gone. Now, I have driven a deuce and a half over this bridge. I have no idea what this bridge is rated for. I should probably ask somebody. Now, this is a normal height of the stream. This is about what it normally is. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes more. But compare that with what we had last week. That was a lot of water. Tennessee is crazy when it comes to weather. A few things to note. They still have the ugly safety on the side, just like all the other Heritage Rough Rider revolvers. When you first open up your box here, you're greeted with an image right here, and this tells you how you can and cannot shoot your new Rancher. You can see right here that anything where your hand is in front of or beside the cylinder is a big no-no, because debris, gas, powder residue, whatnot, comes out of the cylinder gap between the barrel and the cylinder. What you get in the box is the Rancher with basically a baby version of the model 1907 sling from the Springfield. So it's a nice sling. It's a nice sling, and it is appropriately sized for this rifle, carbine, whatever you want to call it. Just like all of Heritage Rough Rider revolvers, the frame is an aluminum alloy of some sort. It is not steel. What is steel is the barrel, the sights, the hammer, the trigger. All the screws are steel. The cylinder, of course, is also steel. And also, just like all of other Heritage 22 revolvers, the cylinder can be swapped out with a 22 Magnum cylinder, and much fun can be had on the range. The rear sight is adjustable for elevation, and both the rear and front sight can be, come on, focus Canon, and the front sight can be drifted for windage. You gotta love those old school buckhorn sights there. They look great, and they work really well for this package. Also, that huge brass bead up front really helps out with the sighting process as well. From the best I can tell, there's only two pieces of plastic on this carbine here. Number one is the piece of plastic on the handle for the ejection rod right there, and the butt plate itself is also a plastic. Other than that, everything is some sort of metal, or leather, or wood. One design flaw I found is that the front sling swivel is a little bit too close from the factory to the ejection rod there. So when you're going to be expending or extracting your old cases, your spent cases, then you're going to drop the loading gate here. And while you're ejecting your old brass, you're going to get slung up, you're going to get kind of snugged up with this front swivel. Now, I believe you can loosen that and then move it down to the barrel somewhat, which I will probably do later, and of course report back in my full review coming up later. I just wanted to get this out because these are finally started hitting the floor. I had this on order since November of 2019. It just now showed up here last week, the last week of February of 2020. So it's been a while. It's been a while. And I have to say, it is worth it. These are just hilariously fun. Just like the ridiculously long pistol, but this is in rifle format, and it is so much more comfortable to shoot than that pistol. Just having that stock on there, oh man, and the sights, the old school sights, just look and feel great. Heritage decided to listen to their customers and make such a fantastic firearm. Just so much fun at such a small price. I mean, it's still, they're not as cheap as the revolvers, but they're not super expensive either. If you want to stay on a Deuce and Guns channel, go ahead and click on one of these two videos right over here, and that will keep you watching away. Hit the like button because that really helps out my channel, and hit the subscribe button because I will be doing a much more in-depth version of this video review on this rifle. That will be coming up probably in about a month or two. So go ahead and hit that, hit the notification bell and all that good jazz, and that will keep you watching away on future videos. If you have any comments, questions, show ideas, or ideas about what I can do, how I can test this rifle out, go ahead and put that in the comment box of the video. I try to get as many of those questions and comments as possible. Also, as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.